Lucas and I had been best friends since childhood, inseparable as we navigated the trials and triumphs of growing up together. From the very beginning, Lucas stood out with his brilliant mind, infectious enthusiasm, and natural charisma. He embodied all the qualities one could hope for in a true friend and confidant. However, as time passed, the tides of change began to sweep over our lives, altering the course we had once envisioned. As high school drew to a close, Lucas and I set our sights on the prestigious Massachusetts Institute of Technology, driven by a shared passion for engineering and the desire to make our mark on the world. Lucas, in particular, dreamed of becoming a groundbreaking engineer, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. His fervor was contagious, igniting a similar ambition within me to design and build innovative flying machines. We poured our hearts and souls into the application process, determined to secure our places among the brightest minds at MIT. However, fate had other plans. Despite our tireless efforts, I fell short of the required grades, while Lucas, for reasons he chose not to disclose, was also denied admission. The rejection hit us like a tidal wave, leaving us grappling with the bitter taste of failure for the first time in our young lives. Refusing to let this setback define us, we regrouped and explored alternative paths to pursue our education. The journey was arduous, filled with countless applications and moments of uncertainty, but eventually, we found a university that welcomed us with open arms. Though it may not have been our first choice, we embraced the opportunity to continue learning and growing. University life proved to be a unique challenge, especially for me. While I struggled to find my footing academically, Lucas discovered a knack for entrepreneurship. He began selling cigarettes and lunches to fellow students, capitalizing on the demand for convenience. Ironically, despite our commitment to a healthy lifestyle and regular gym visits, we found ourselves peddling cigarettes to our peers. It was a humorous contradiction, two fitness enthusiasts fueling the vices of others. As graduation loomed on the horizon, Lucas and I eagerly anticipated the job prospects that awaited us. However, reality quickly shattered our optimistic illusions. I managed to secure a position as an aircraft construction engineer, only to find myself relegated to the mundane task of shuffling papers. Lucas, on the other hand, faced an even more disheartening fate. Despite his lifelong aspiration to become an engineer, he discovered a talent for sales during his university years. Encouraged by his natural ability, he decided to pursue a career as a broker, even going so far as to pass the necessary exams. Yet, instead of thriving on the trading floor, he found himself confined to an accounting department, tasked with endless number crunching. It was a soul-crushing blow to our dreams and aspirations. Months turned into years as we navigated the turbulent waters of adulthood. As we approached our mid-20s, a new character entered the stage of Lucas's life, Lauren. Their initial encounter was seemingly coincidental, a chance collision on a crowded street. As Lucas walked home with arms laden with groceries, his gaze fixed on the sidewalk, meticulously counting the tiles beneath his feet. Lauren, a woman with a commanding presence and a British air about her, collided with him, startling him out of his reverie. "Are you okay?" Lucas asked, concern etched on his face. Lauren, unfazed, retorted, "Yes, watch where you're going. Perhaps next time you'll run into an elderly woman instead of me." She pointed to an older lady walking behind her, emphasizing her point. Apologetic, Lucas introduced himself, and Lauren reciprocated, offering her name in return. As they parted ways, she left him with a piece of advice. "Well, Lucas, I'll be on my way. In the future, be more vigilant when encountering unfamiliar faces." Little did Lucas know that those parting words would prove to be more significant than he could have ever imagined. In the weeks that followed their serendipitous encounter, Lucas began to notice Lauren's presence more frequently in his neighborhood. Whether she was carrying shopping bags or walking her dog, she seemed to materialize around every corner. Intrigued by this mysterious woman who had quite literally collided with his life, Lucas mustered the courage to approach her one day as she strolled with her canine companion. "Hi, do you remember me?" Lucas asked, a hopeful smile playing on his lips. Lauren's eyes sparkled with recognition. "Ah, yes, you're the one who bumped into me, Lucas, wasn't it?" With that simple exchange, a conversation blossomed between them. Lucas, curious about Lauren's sudden appearance in the area, inquired about her living arrangements. To his surprise, she revealed that she resided a mere 4 houses away from his own. Puzzled, Lucas couldn't help but wonder how he had never noticed her before, given his familiarity with the neighborhood. Lauren explained that she had only recently moved in, a mere 3 weeks prior to their initial meeting. As their friendship took root and flourished, Lucas found himself increasingly drawn to Lauren's enigmatic charm. Their casual encounters transformed into intentional rendezvous, each one fueling the growing connection between them. Within a matter of months, their relationship had blossomed into a full-fledged romance, and Lauren began to hint at the prospect of marriage. Looking back, I realized that Lucas had already lost his characteristic vigilance by the time he met Lauren. He seemed to overlook the peculiar aspects of her behavior, the way she moved with an almost calculated swiftness. Despite my reservations, Lucas remained enamored, and before long, they announced their engagement. As Lucas's best friend, I found myself standing by his side on their wedding day, an invited guest to bear witness to their union. The ceremony itself was a joyous affair, filled with laughter and celebration. However, an unsettling incident marred the festivities when Lauren inexplicably lashed out at one of the guests on Lucas's side of the aisle. Lucas quickly intervened, diffusing the situation, but the outburst left a lingering unease in the air. At the time, I chalked it up to wedding day jitters, unaware of the tumultuous path that lay ahead for the newlyweds. In the 2 years that followed, life settled into a deceptive calm. On the surface, Lucas and Lauren's marriage appeared to be a picture of domestic bliss, punctuated by holidays and shared moments. However, as time wore on, cracks began to form in the facade, and a storm brewed on the horizon. It started with seemingly innocent requests, Lauren's voice dripping with honeyed persuasion. "Lucas, darling, would you mind purchasing that dress for me?" Or, "Lucas, when are we going on that vacation we discussed?" At first, Lucas was all too eager to oblige, showering his wife with gifts and experiences. Yet, as the demands escalated, I couldn't help but notice the subtle manipulation at play. Lucas, once a man of unwavering determination, seemed to have lost his sense of self, allowing Lauren to exert an ever-tightening grip on his life. I tried to broach the subject with Lucas, pointing out the signs of emotional manipulation and the toll it was taking on him. He listened, his eyes clouded with a mix of understanding and resignation, but ultimately, he would shrug off my concerns, insisting that his love for Lauren would overcome any obstacles. I watched helplessly as my best friend slipped further into a quagmire of unhealthy dynamics, his once vibrant spirit slowly eroding under the weight of Lauren's demands. The situation reached a breaking point when Lauren's requests turned into outright commands. She demanded that Lucas handle all the household chores, citing an array of ailments and headaches as justification. Even more alarming were the instances when she goaded Lucas into physical altercations with others, claiming they had caused her harm. These incidents were often accompanied by public humiliations, where Lauren would belittle Lucas in front of friends and acquaintances, mocking his inability to meet her ever-growing expectations. As the years ticked by, Lucas found himself increasingly suffocated by Lauren's manipulative behavior. The once lively spark in his eyes had dimmed, replaced by a weariness that seemed to permeate his very being. He confided in me, sharing tales of Lauren's incessant demands and the toll they were taking on his mental and emotional well-being. I listened, my heart heavy with concern, wishing desperately that I could somehow guide him out of the toxic cycle he had become entangled in. The tipping point came when Lucas discovered Lauren's infidelity. After months of pouring himself into his work, sacrificing countless hours to provide for their household, he stumbled upon the devastating truth. Lauren had been carrying on an affair, betraying the trust and love that Lucas had so freely given. The revelation shattered any remaining illusions of happiness, forcing Lucas to confront the harsh reality of his crumbling marriage. In a moment of clarity, Lucas finally found the strength to stand up for himself. He could no longer endure the constant belittlement, the erosion of his self-worth, and the betrayal of his trust. With a heavy heart, he made the decision to confront Lauren, determined to reclaim his life and his dignity. The confrontation unfolded in their shared home, with Lucas awaiting Lauren's return. As she walked through the door, he stood tall, his voice steady, despite the tumultuous emotions raging within him. He declared his intention to seek a divorce, to break free from the toxic cycle that had consumed him for far too long. Lauren, taken aback by Lucas's sudden display of backbone, scoffed at his declaration. "Divorce? What do you think you'll do without me? Have you taken a good look at yourself lately?" Her words dripped with venom, a final attempt to undermine his resolve. But Lucas held firm, refusing to be swayed by her manipulative tactics. He asserted his right to a life free from emotional abuse and infidelity, making it clear that he would no longer tolerate her behavior. With a final resolute statement, he asked her to leave, closing the door on their failed marriage and the toxic chapter of his life. In the aftermath of the confrontation, Lucas sought solace in the support of his loved ones. He stayed with his mother for a time, finding comfort in her unwavering love and understanding. Later, he moved in with me for a few days, sharing the details of his ordeal and the weight that had been lifted from his shoulders. With the last of his financial resources, Lucas hired a skilled lawyer who navigated the complex waters of divorce proceedings. In a surprising turn of events, the court awarded Lucas a substantial sum of $44,000 in damages, recognizing the emotional turmoil he had endured at the hands of Lauren. The victory, both legal and personal, served as a catalyst for Lucas's transformation. Empowered by the court's decision and the newfound freedom it afforded him, Lucas channeled his energy into rebuilding his life. He used the awarded funds to establish an online store, harnessing his entrepreneurial spirit to create a thriving business venture. As his success grew, so did his confidence and sense of self-worth. Lauren, bitter and resentful of Lucas's triumph, attempted to interfere with his newfound happiness. However, her efforts proved futile, as Lucas had surrounded himself with a support system of friends and family who stood by his side, offering unwavering encouragement and love. As I reflect on Lucas's journey, I'm filled with a profound sense of pride and admiration. His story serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the importance of self-love, and the power of perseverance in the face of adversity. Lucas's experience has taught me that no matter how dire the circumstances may seem, there is always hope for a brighter tomorrow. To anyone facing similar challenges, I offer this message: never give up on yourself. Embrace the strength within you, seek support from those who truly care, and continue to push forward, even when the path ahead seems daunting. Remember that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness, and that your story, like Lucas's, has the power to inspire and uplift others. In the years that followed his divorce, Lucas's life underwent a remarkable transformation. Free from the shackles of a toxic relationship, he rediscovered his true self, the vibrant and ambitious man I'd always known him to be. With a renewed sense of purpose, he poured his heart and soul into his online business, watching it flourish beyond his wildest dreams. As his entrepreneurial ventures thrived, Lucas found himself surrounded by a network of supportive friends and colleagues who recognized his talents and celebrated his successes. He became a sought-after figure in the business community, known for his innovative ideas and unwavering determination. His story of resilience and triumph served as an inspiration to countless others who found themselves trapped in unhealthy relationships or facing seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Lucas's personal growth extended far beyond his professional achievements. He embarked on a journey of self-discovery, delving into the depths of his own psyche to heal the wounds inflicted by his past. Through therapy, introspection, and the support of loved ones, he slowly rebuilt his self-esteem, learning to love and value himself in ways he had never before thought possible. As Lucas's closest friend, I had the privilege of witnessing his transformation firsthand. Gone was the man who had once been a shell of his former self, weighed down by the manipulations and emotional abuse of his ex-wife. In his place stood a confident, self-assured individual who radiated positivity and strength. His laughter, once a rare and fleeting sound, now filled the air with a contagious joy that uplifted those around him. Lucas's journey was not without its challenges, of course. There were moments when the shadows of his past threatened to resurface, when the echoes of Lauren's cruel words and actions whispered in his ear. But with each passing day, he grew stronger, more resilient, and more determined to live a life true to himself. As the years passed, Lucas's reputation as a successful entrepreneur and a beacon of hope for those struggling in toxic relationships only continued to grow. He became a sought-after speaker, sharing his story at conferences and workshops, offering guidance and support to those who found themselves in situations similar to his own. His words resonated with audiences far and wide, reminding them that they, too, had the power to break free from the chains of abuse and reclaim their lives. Lauren, once a looming presence in Lucas's life, faded into the background, a distant memory of a painful chapter long since closed. Despite her attempts to undermine his success and happiness, Lucas remained focused on his own path, refusing to let her negativity infiltrate his newfound peace. He had risen above the pain and the hurt, emerging stronger, wiser, and more compassionate than ever before. As I sit here, reflecting on the incredible journey that Lucas has undertaken, I am filled with an overwhelming sense of pride and gratitude. Pride in the man he has become, the obstacles he has overcome, and the countless lives he has touched along the way. And gratitude for the privilege of being a part of his story, of witnessing firsthand the transformative power of resilience, self-love, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship. Lucas's tale is a testament to the indomitable nature of the human spirit, a reminder that even in our darkest hours, there is always hope for a brighter tomorrow. It is a call to action, urging us to stand up for ourselves, to refuse to settle for anything less than the love and respect we deserve, and to never, ever give up on our dreams. To anyone who may be facing their own struggles, whether in a toxic relationship or in any other aspect of life, I offer these words of encouragement. You are not alone. You are stronger than you know, and you have the power within you to create the life you truly desire. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who believe in you, and who will stand by your side through every challenge and every triumph. And most importantly, never forget that your story, like Lucas's, has the power to change lives, to inspire others, and to make a lasting impact on the world around you. Embrace your journey, celebrate your victories, and know that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to.